Hello, everyone. Hello, hello.
It worked.
Um, it's working. This is it working.
Move my laptop.
I'm
Hello.
so relieved, actually. I think we've got three people. Hi, three people.
Ooh.
Hello.
Hello. Hello, Jury's Out Theatre and PB.
Hey, peeps. And Jury's Outfitter. Everyone. Hello, everyone. So we're basically just going to do a Q&A today.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you have any questions,
Ask all of the questions.
yeah.
Oh, hello, Jay. That's my aunt. Can you just see ahead?
Ah, you're like shoulders up. Yeah,
I'll
it's
move
got
back a little
nice framing, I think, for an Instagram live.
bit. With both of us. I found that, I don't know if you saw the story yesterday, but I found a graphic where I could basically put our little photos like this in a little phone. And I was like, that was the
Yeah,
best thing.
it's literally what I'm staring at right now. Mm,
Because I wasn't sure whether to do it on Instagram, but then I was like, most of our following is from this.
yeah, yeah.
This
No,
Facebook is like a professional, it's
hmm.
basically a website if you don't have a website.
Yeah. Right. We've got a question,
Oh,
um, which is what ideas have you both got for new content slash plays in the future? Well, so I'm going to be, I'm currently writing a series of monologues surrounding the theme of domestic abuse. We're also going to be working with one of the, we're also going to be joining one of the master students, directing master students in doing a production. We haven't finalized ideas for that yet. However, it is going to be surrounding like feminism and womanhood and something sort of dark comedy esque, which is very our vibe. And I'm drinking tea just to put that out there. What about you, Belle? Do you have anything in particular you think we're going to put on?
we're probably gonna do something about the LGBTQ plus because we both be in that, so I feel like it's a bit rude to not.
Yeah, just a bit.
Um, there'll definitely be things about religion as well
Mm-hmm.
because I've got a play which is both about religion and contained the first lesbian kiss on Broadway that happened in it. So why not put that one on?
It is just perfect.
And to give you a break from writing everything, we'll
Yeah,
put a play that's pre-written.
yeah, I can't wait until we get to the stage where I get to just direct stuff. I love writing, but it would be nice to just be like, this is something that's already all the writing stuff's done. We could just be like, yeah, here you go, finished. Be hella
Yeah.
easy. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
just everything. There are so many plays. Like I read this really, really weird play called The Mother, and my mum got it for me from a charity shop that she works in, and genuinely the most nutty play I've ever read. And I've read a lot of weird plays, right? But it was like super, super naturalistic and very realistic. And then suddenly everyone was doing cocaine. I don't know. It it was great.
Sounds like something we should definitely put on,
100%.
but maybe not in Sparkfest.
Mm.
Oh
Probably
well.
not in Spark. Don't want to promote drugs in Sparkfest. Big no.
Oh, what does this button do? Just tapping all the buttons. Don't really know what any of this does. Ooh.
It's really funny because I've got like my phone propped up against my laptop, and me and Billy are on a Zoom as well, so that in case this failed, we had Zoom, and I can just see you doing like you poking everything.
Do you ever wonder that your subject matter is
Macabre.
you know what that is? I don't.
Like super dark, like really dark and distressing. I guess it is. However, life is pretty macabre at times, and I think I personally want to reflect accuracy about life on stage. That's like my main thing. I want to show the truth of really rubbish situations as well as like highlight good situations too. But I don't think that we should shy away from the macabre. I think it should be embraced, personally.
Yeah, I mean, I think our motto is we talk about the things you won't.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah, like, yeah. So, because there's plenty of great theatre companies who are talking about things like periods and body hair and everything to do that's like taboo with women, and the little things are like that are socially unacceptable. But so we don't want to do that. We want to be like, no, let's talk about the things that actively do not get spoken about, like domestic abuse and dairy industry and veganism and all that jazz.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
If anyone's read our blog post, you know that we're passionate about everything and can't stick to a 1,000-word budget. We wrote 2,000 words for that.
Yeah, we like what we do. We have a lot to say. And I think, it is just such a great way of like getting your point across and actually having your say. Because you can frame it in any way. You can make it something really, really dark, but have the most fantastical set ever. And then it's a bit like, what's going on? But you could also have like a super, super comic play set and everything's black and white. You can do literally anything. And I think that's like the best thing about theatre, really. No boundaries.
No boundaries. That's very true. That just says who's in the room.
Interesting. I want to click stuff.
Click the buttons. You Jay.
Yeah, thanks.
I'm gonna say this now. If there's an option to download this video afterwards, please click it. I think it automatically does it, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'll do that.
I can hope. Or I'm going to be like, well, I promised everybody it would be on YouTube after this, but it's not.
You lied!
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're, what are we doing? Should we talk about some stuff we're going to release in the next couple of days?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're asking you, the people, because we like doing that. People really respond. We're releasing some new posters for Milk tomorrow, and we're going to ask people to vote on them and choose which ones they like the best, because you said you wanted new posters and now we can't decide. So it's going to be up to you to decide what that is. We'll do that tomorrow at 2 p.m. as per. And we will also soon, we're going to wait a little bit, and then we realise that it's April next month. We're going to be releasing a casting call for Sugar Honey Iced Tea soon.
Yeah.
Thank you, Phoebe.
Thanks, Phoebe. So
much love.
Yeah, I think it's kind of daunting, not gonna lie, writing about these topics, because you really don't know how they're going to be received. Like, like writing Crabs, for example, which hasn't been fully released, just small snippets have. Like a crab. crazy. But only small snippets have been released. But when I was writing that, I was like, are people gonna, is this, is this relatable? Are people gonna like this? Is this what, how is this, you know? But it is very much just about taking risks. And I think that there's just some stuff that needs to be heard, whether or not the public likes it or not. It's gotta get out there.
Very true. And I'm always like, I was so nervous to do this today because I was like, are people gonna join? What are they gonna ask us? And I was like, well, that's the whole public view of us being like, oh, I'm so scared for other people's opinions. And so when you mix that with stuff that people don't talk about, it's like, ee.
Yeah, literally.
Blurred barriers between many subjects, abuse and bullying.
Yes.
The fine line.
Yeah, very fine line. Yeah, I think that there is a fine line between a lot of things. Like when you think about something that's acceptable and something that's unacceptable, where is that line drawn? Do you know what I mean? It's not like for example, milk. Just a little plug there. It's super graphic. It's super explicit. It is, you know, quite a lot. And I think that there's a bit of a blurred line. Well, I know that there's a bit of a blurred line initially when I was writing it, because I was just like, shock factor, make it as terrible as it can be. And then that was just a bit too much. You know, even though it was something I really, really wanted to put out there and all that sort of stuff, I kind of had to tone it down a little bit because it was a bit too much. So there's a fine line with everything. There are always blurred lines, and it's about trying to find the right balance, or walking on the line but not jumping over it. I don't know. What do you think, Billy?
It's yeah, and I've learned more about the different types of abuse while doing my care certificate for my care job, and the amount of things that are classified as abuse, and you're like, I didn't even think that. So like, if you were helping someone and you ate their leftovers, or you ate food that was going to go out of date, even if it was just going to go in the bin, that could be classified as financial abuse.
Yeah.
And you're like, but like, surely that's just going to go in the bin. Why does that matter? And it's that whole taking advantage of someone vulnerable. And like, even if you notice that someone's toenails are really long and you go to cut them, because people know how to cut their own toenails, but you hurt them. That's harm, and that's a form of abuse, because if you haven't been trained to do it, you know, that's abusive. You should have waited for someone and done the training. It's yeah, there's such a fine line between things you think, oh, that's not abusive because I do it in my everyday life, but when you know, do it to someone else, or there's vulnerable people involved, it crosses that line. That's why we put trigger warnings on all of our things, because while it's not necessarily the people who have suffered it that will be triggered, it might be the other people around them. So the mother of someone who has unalived themselves is going to be so affected by the topic itself. So it's covering our tracks while also taking a sensitivity to talking about stuff.
Exactly.
What was that? Or ask? What does that mean? Did I miss something?
No, I don't think so.
Fair. Cheers.
Yeah, it's interesting to think about. I think, like, just thinking about where. Sorry, my boiler just made a really weird noise. But thinking about like different people's limits as well, and what's okay for some people is like so not okay for other people. Like, I swear all the time. I have such a potty mouth, right? And I have to actively tell myself, okay, I'm in a situation where other people might not be okay with me swearing. Like, okay, I can tone it down when I'm around children and all of that sort of stuff. I'm not uncontrollable. However, when I'm in a situation with other adults, I just automatically just there, swear, all of that sort of stuff. And it is a bit too much. Some people, swearing is not good. So yeah, it's about knowing the balance and respecting other people as well, and understanding not everyone thinks the same way as you. Yeah.
Oh yeah, presuming like somebody needs something rather than asking permission. That's
Yeah.
definitely that's that's a big thing in life, isn't it? You've got to ask people. You've got to ask people before doing things.
Yeah. Like, it's all about consent, isn't it? Like, if you don't, if people don't consent to even basic things like getting their toenails cut, or um, being hugged, stuff like that, it's completely different. Like, I was in Bath, walking down the road, just chilling in the bus station, headphones in, living my life, and a woman just put her hand in my hair, and it came from behind me, and I genuinely, like, I was terrified, like, really, really scared, because a random person has just touched me. I have headphones in. I don't know what's going on. Like, that's really scary. This is something that's like a big thing anyway. Don't touch people's hair without their permission, but also don't touch black people's hair when you're white. Like, there's a whole thing behind that. But I'm someone who, if you were to come to me and be like, I'm so sorry, I've never really seen anyone with afro hair. Could I touch your hair just to see what it's like? I'd probably say, yeah, go on then. Like, probably. I might not, but I might. And that's not to say that every single person with afro hair is going to say yes or no, dependent on how they're feeling. Some people say straight up no, and that's absolutely fine. But it is about the consent. It's about asking for permission to do something instead of thinking you're entitled to somebody else's body and somebody else's time. I think that's like the most important fact of life, is just ask consent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and like, so I was doing the promo for Harry that went out on Thursday, and I was using audio from an audiobook that's already been published, and I was like, well, I know it's Harry's voice, and he has given me permission to publish it, and I haven't included any of the artwork or anything like that. And now I'm like, no, I have to message the people who own it and be like, can I do this? And they were like, of course you can. Free promo, go for it. I was like, I've got to ask. I just can't, in my mind, I cannot not ask for permission.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the best way to be honest.
Work takes in the lack of consent in life.
Yes, we are looking at all gender issues. Domestic abuse isn't something that just happens, that is just done by men to women. That is something that, I mean, it's a lot more frequent, but that's not what it all is. And we really wanted to look at the dynamic of different genders, and how different relationships can impact different ways. So one of them is about the child of a gay couple and the abuse that has surrounded that couple and all of that sort of stuff. But also within our casting, we're not necessarily going to be casting for just male or just female. It's going to be people who identify as male or who identify as female, because all of these different people have experiences that may not fit into the stereotype of what a female experiences or what a man experiences. And we don't want to like limit that. So if we get people who've read the monologues and stuff like that and identify with them, can, empathize with that, then, come for a casting. We don't think that abuse isn't limited by gender, and abuse isn't limited by your race and all of that sort of stuff. Abuse can happen to anyone. And I think that's like the main thing that we want to get across. It can happen to anyone.
Yes, for sure. Like our casting call literally says anyone aged 18 to 30. We might increase the age, but it's starting at 18 because no. but literally anyone, any gender, race, identity, disability, anything.
Mm-hmm.
We, not to say we don't care, but like we don't have a prejudice about towards anyone. And I know I didn't write it, but I feel like if someone identified with something in the monologues and was like, can we add this? Ted would be like, do it.
Yeah, 100%. Like this, the whole basis of Sugar Honey Iced Tea is that it's a collection of different people's stories that are all sort of merged together. Like there's one which is my particular story, and you know, I'm not even that precious about that. If someone was to be like, can we like change this to this, I'd be like, oh, go on then. It's about everyone being able to share their experiences and being in a space where they're comfortable enough to share their experiences and feel supported and all of that sort of stuff. So yeah, it spans across everything, across ability, across race, across gender. If you connect with our work, then you connect with our work, and that is that, basically.
Mm-hmm. Yes. If Ellen's gone now, but hello to Ellen. I think she came. I think all these the like typing lags, so I think you get it first and then I see it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, a question, where? Oh.
Yeah, no, it's stressful. Jumping back plug-in charger. Your phone's gonna die. You're on like 20%. I'm like, should last week. Should, please.
I mean, while we're here and not too many people are watching, we can talk about when we want to release the casting call.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking Monday.
Yeah, I think Monday could be good because it gives people time to prepare stuff.
And like 2 weeks, giving people until the 22nd
mm-hmm.
to like apply, and then that gives us a week to sort stuff out.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously Monday is International Women's Day. So do we want to, I guess we can tie it into that because, I mean, but I don't know whether we want to wait till Tuesday.
I say we do it on Tuesday because I want to do a post for International Women's Day that is a bit separate, and we don't want it to seem like Sugar Honey Iced Tea is just women.
Yeah.
So
because now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, that's why we made sure to ask Harry to be in the promo.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of show, hey, this is what it's going to look like. It's not just going to be people who are female identifying.
Mm-hmm.
And all that.
Yeah, it's really important to me to make sure that it's not just all women. As like a child of someone who went through an abusive situation, I had an abusive relationship as well. Like as all of that, it's so important that it's made aware that it is not just one type of person that this happens to. Because it is just a stereotype that it is just big scary men and little feeble women going, ah! And that's not all it is. There is so much more than that, and there are so many different forms of abuse as well. So yeah, just need to make sure that everyone who watches it or who engages with our work knows that it is completely inclusive of everything and everyone.
Yep. Because like, and even with Milk, even though we want 2 people who are male identifying and 2 people who are female identifying, like, so we don't mind if it's non-binary, trans. We just want that one is gender specific because of what it represents.
Yeah, it has
but
to
that's
be.
The reason.
Yeah, like with Milk, it kind of has to be female identifying people as Daisy and Mary, and then male identifying people as Ben and Dave. So yeah, it's But even within that, like if somebody who was like non-binary was to come in and be like, "Hi, I want to try out for all of the roles," if they work, they work. Do you know what I mean? If they can give us what we need, if they can bring the je ne sais quoi, then it's all good.
It's all about your skill, not who you are. If you are skilled enough, come at us.
Exactly.
Come at. I've already got plans to be able to like sift through the people who are like, I want to audition for you, but I'm like, but wait, what if there's like 2 people? Then we won't have to do anything.
Yeah, I mean that's literally what happened with Milk, right? OG Milk.
Like 3 people. Ooh.
Ooh. Ooh. I don't know. I would say personally, I don't know whether or not it makes me stronger. I find it incredibly cathartic. Just being able to like writing the monologue that was based off my own personal experiences as a child in that situation was weirdly like so therapeutic. I sent it to my older sister and she was like, "Oh my god, this is so funny, you've included so much random stuff, I forgot about that." And I was like, yeah, see, it's something that I want people to be able to bond over, and I don't necessarily know whether or not it makes me stronger, but I think it makes me more able to talk about it and not be ashamed, which I guess in turn does make me stronger. So yeah, it does.
I think, yeah, that's the idea, especially with these monologues, is to bring catharsis. And probably, yeah, to make people feel a lot stronger about at least talking about it.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, like when you finally do something that's against the belief set up in yourself, you're like, yes, I did that. I'm proud of me.
Mm-hmm.
And it means that, because once it's out there,
Mm-hmm.
and now you don't have to worry about it.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like writing a letter to someone who's done you wrong and then setting it alight.
Yeah, literally, it's great. Like it sort of takes the power from the other person in a way. Like they don't have the power over the situation. You've just spun it, flipped it, twisted it to make it something that you're proud of instead of something that you're ashamed of. And I think that's an incredible thing.
I think that's quite a good idea for a play. Letters to people who have done you wrong, or just people in your life that you've never been like wanted to tell people things.
Well, maybe that's the next play that I write, Billy. I'm going to write that down.
Oh, I did. Because like you've turned stories from real people, family and friends, and then made them into theatrical pieces. So there's no reason that we can't do a, hi, send us a letter, like write this letter to this person, send it to us, and we'll make this performance, podcast, voice, radio, whatever.
Yeah, it could be really cool. It could be really
dramatic because paper is so fun to perform with.
Yeah, I saw a play called Borghese and I, and the entire set was made out of books. So like you had like a staircase that was made out of books, and like there was like books that had been carved into to make different things. Like it was incredible, and I was like, that's just books, man. That's that's nothing. It was, yeah, man. I like that idea, Billy.
Nice. And like I once saw when I was in my first year, the third years did Night of the Iguana, and they used like cut up plastic bags as everything. Like the flooring as rain, glasses of water, paper from a briefcase. It was literally everything just made from this one material. I'm like, I want to do that with my life. And I did a piece called Sex It. And we just used clothes and clothing and bras to be everything.
Yeah.
Oh, there are more.
Writing disease is advocated. Yeah. Yeah, I guess it's sort of like you, if you write a letter to someone, I used to do this to like all people that I'd fallen in love with as a young child. But like with a disease or something like that, it's a way to talk to it and to see it head on instead of it being like this weird mystery thing that's happening inside of you, like cancer or something, for example. Instead of it just being like a weird tumor, you can actually talk to it and be like, I don't like you. You need to
No, no, no.
get out. And it can be really, yeah, letter writing is just really cathartic. It's like my favorite thing to do.
Right, that's it. That's the next thing.
That is going to be the next thing.
We're gonna do that next year, though. We've already got 2 shows at the moment.
We've got a bit too much going on.
So I was like, yeah, let's do Milk this summer. Oh yeah, let's put something in Wait, they're both in summer.
We got this. We got this.
But we could probably do Milk in like August.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to overshadow Sparkfest.
No.
1, Sparkfest is too big to overshadow, and 2, we're in it. Why would I do that to myself?
Exactly. We're not going to play ourselves. Come on.
No. Yeah, so.
Right.
I feel like I should have found some topics of conversation.
No, I think this is good.
What is this one?
Good. It is
It's
past.
When is me? Oh, was that? Oh no, that's just my thingy. What happens if I tap? Nothing happens if I tap. No, it just does that. You just scroll really dramatically.
Right, bear with me. I have to go and get a different charger because this charger's not been charging my phone. I'll be back in like 20 seconds.
Okie dokie. Well, the weather is really sunny. I'm going to flip my camera and attempt if you can see. Can you see that? It looks very grey. It is not. It is blue. Very blue. Yeah, it's very sunny. It's a little bit chilly outside. Quite brisk. But not windy, which is quite nice. I'm just glad it's not raining for once. I assume in the half an hour travel to Bristol, it is the same weather.
Yeah. I mean, we've got blue skies, which is quite...
Yeah, got a little bit of blue. It's nice.
Yeah. I like the blue sky. It's quite bright. It gives me quite like nice lighting as well. I'm like...
I know, it's just as I said, the sun's come back out.
Amazing. God, I hate wireless chargers. It's like basically my phone's like, yes! No, I just need to not tap the table. But yeah, my phone's broken. So it's like sometimes a normal charger works with it, but sometimes it doesn't. So quite fun.
Hello. Person who was joined. Jordan.
Hi, Jordan. Bye. Yeah, I don't really know what else to talk about, really. Any other
Dance into a meeting.
One thing that could be fun to talk about, I don't know, I might like being self-absorbed, but like where inspiration comes from, or like how we get into the zone of doing things. So like I was in bed and had like the idea for like 4 lines of crabs and then just wrote it. I was like 11:30. I was like writing it on my phone on like the notes app. And then it ended up, as it is. Obviously did a bit of editing and stuff. But yeah. What about you, Billy? Do you have anything that like, is there any weird things that you do or weird places that you seem to get inspiration?
I don't know. I'd like to say thank you, Jay. Yes, you have been fueling this live with lots of questions. It's fine to be a nosy aunt. That's your job. That is the job of being an aunt.
The job of the family.
I think my inspiration literally just comes from random things I'm doing.
Mm.
So like doing my care certificate and learning about the different types of abuse, and I was like, damn, that's cool. I just retain random bits of information
Mm.
and feel that. Like I found the play that has talks about Judaism and um, lesbians and whorehouses, because I did it in my dissertation. I cited it in my dissertation because I was writing about religion and theatre. Then I was like, this is cool. We're gonna do this. Absolutely random things. I don't know. I don't really know. This is why I'm creative, but I'm not the creative one in this relationship. I just organize it. And then if you say something, I'm like, you should do that though. Good idea.
Yeah, genuinely, just for everyone out here, especially Jay, your niece is incredible. Like, honestly, my own mother said to me, thank God you've got Billie because otherwise this would be a mess. And I was like, yeah, you're not wrong, mum. I am so unorganized. It is so nice having Billie because she just makes everything easy. Like, you're just like, right, like even yesterday you were like, reminder, 2 p.m. tomorrow. I was like, yeah.
Here's a public service announcement. Hello, Corset. Thank you. I put on my Discord for D&D, hey, if you want to join the live for my sister company, please.
I love that. I love that. I put it on my Snapchat this morning. Well, not
I
this
saw.
morning, but
I was like, I probably would get like one view and it would be you from the Snapchat. No. That kind. Highly organized. Highly strung means highly organized.
oh God, same. My social anxiety is terrible. Now that COVID has happened, right, I don't actually know how to communicate with people who's not my boyfriend. I don't know how to do it. I, I go into shops and stuff. If I go to the corner shop, I'm always like, hi, how was your day? How are you doing? What is going on today? They're a bit like, okay. Chill out. I'm good. It's bad.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think we're so chill on this because we've spoken to each other the entire time.
Yeah.
So if we seem lame back, that's because we've been bothering each other the entire time.
Literally, it's just a constant flow of chatting with us. I don't think I've spoken to like anyone else nearly as much as I've spoken to you over this period of time.
Literally. I was like, wait, do I have? I mean, Ted is my friend, sure, but we don't talk about ourselves. We just talk about the company.
It's very much that. Apart from when I'm like, I'm stressed, and you're like, okay, and then you send me a card and cute things, because that's the sort of producer I have. I have someone really damn sweet who organizes my life and lets me be chaotic without judgment.
I gotta remember, like, this is with love. I'm not I'm not a micromanager. I'm just loving you.
That's the thing. It's the best way to do it with me because I can't deal with being micromanaged. But you're not. It's just you're just like right, basic facts. Ted, I know you're gonna take fucking ages to do this, so I'm letting you know 2 weeks in advance. And I'm like, yeah, fair, thanks.
Get used to it, Teddy. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting used to it. I'm loving it, to be honest. It's quite a good dynamic. I don't know how you feel, Billie. You're probably smacking your head off tables every day.
Well, I'm a control freak, as you've learned.
Yeah.
I have a Virgo moon, and we're very organized, and so I'm like, I know I will do it to my standard because I'll do it. So I'm like, but I want to do it. So it's fine because if you're like, I don't have time, I'm like, oh, it's okay. I do it. I like. I am trying to improve on this and give Ted responsibility. But yeah, no, it means that I will probably check in with you anyway.
Yeah.
It's just help. Yeah. Just like, hey, okay, I'll do that now.
Yeah.
Hello, Nick. Thank you for joining.
Lona.
Um, but no, it's good because you're the type of person that gets it done like right now.
Yeah.
I remind you, like, cool, I'll do that now. I'm like, sweet, because I wanted it now, because I forget. And I'm like, actually, I'm messaging you because I want it right now.
Yeah. And yeah, I very much like might have had it half done. And then I'm like, you message me, you're like, I need it. And I'm like, yes, right now, I need to finish it. But yeah, we work together very well. Do you still trust other people creatively? Yes. Straight up, yes. I'm sorry. I I love people from my drama course. However, I realized through uni that I could never be an actor because I hate everyone else's ideas. And I know that that sounds, this is just me being so blunt, right? But I know that I can execute things well. And then sometimes other people are like, let's do this. And I'm like, why would you even suggest something like that? So I find it kind of difficult to, let go of my bullshiness. But that's what being a director is, You're allowed to be an arsehole, and everyone just has to deal with it. So, yeah.
I think that's why I don't like devising pieces as much. When you're like, oh, let's kind of create ideas, that initial process of everybody has to come to the table with lots of different ideas. And I'm like, cool, I don't want to be that person, but I'm going to take charge and organize everything now, yeah? And that's why I'm a producer, because that's my job.
Literally, I remember being in uni, and I'm not gonna lie, I was good at what I did, just putting it out there. And I worked with a similar group of people for like 2 different productions. And we got complained about. Someone complained to the head of drama because we were doing well. So like they were like, why do they always get good grades? Like they're getting first and the rest of us aren't. And I was like, that's because I make people come in for like 12-hour rehearsals. I provide snacks, but our break time is not going to the SU to have a pint. It's we sit here, you can go out for some air, and then you're coming back. I feel like
that was snacks and not sex.
Yeah,
because I haven't heard.
I mean, if you're down for that, then maybe a drama orgy would be fun. I'm joking. But yeah, literally, like Nick, it's really really frustrating because people sort of shit on you for doing well, but you just put in so much effort, and I think that that's one thing that me and Billy both have on lock is that we both know that we will work hard. Like as soon as it comes to rehearsal time, I've witnessed you in rehearsals, you've witnessed me in rehearsals, and we are on it like a carb on it. So I think that's why we vibe very, very well creatively. And that's why I don't think I could work with many other people creatively unless they had a similar mindset.
Yeah, like I trust your opinion over everything else. Like I'll make something and give it to you. And if you're like, yeah, that's good, I'm like, cool, it's good, done, it's going somewhere.
Yeah.
Like
we work well.
For the casting for Sugar Honey Iced Tea, if we get loads of people, I'm literally just going to split it in half and be like, here's your half, here's my half. We'll create people from these groups, maybe have a swap, and then I'm not even going to look at the other people that you didn't show me because I trust your judgment.
Exactly. Like we're very, very on the same page and we talk things through a lot. Like we know what we're looking for and what we're expecting. And I think that having that honesty is one of the most important things when you're doing like a collaborative thing, being able to trust the other person. And like I guess it is also like we lived with each other for 3 years straight, like we know each other pretty damn well. So like I don't feel bad to just be like, I feel crappy today, leave me alone, and then you're like, okay, cool, I'll sort this out, don't worry. But then vice versa, do you know what I mean? Like it's just nice collaboration process.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Yeah, it's like if I make a poster or something or the newsletter and I send it to Ted A lot of the times there's no criticism. It's just like, oh my God, I love that. And I'm just like, I know,
Yeah,
I know.
yeah. It's like she'll send me like a little like, I'm thinking of doing like this, and this. And then I'm like, oh, sounds interesting. I'm liking this. And then yeah, then when it comes, I'm like, that's exactly what she said it was gonna be. How crazy! And then yeah, can't complain about that, can you?
We are the same, but on different ends of the spectrum.
Yeah, yeah. It's like if you had one big pole, one of the sides is like just a little bit messier than the other. One of them's a bit more like controlled. Yes, you got me and Billy on that.
Collaboratively creative twins. I
Yeah.
think that should be our new name.
Sailors.
Andraste&Co, no, we are the collaboratively
Collaboratively creative twins. It also is kind of funny because our sun signs, I know we're going into astrology, we're astrological bitches, come on man, just accept it. But our sun signs are sister signs. So like I'm a sun, you're a Gemini sun. Like that just works. It just works. It's great.
the rest of the signs